The GoPro MAX is the newest 360 camera from the famous Action Cam company. If you're watching this video, you probably already have an idea of how it works, but for those of you unfamiliar with 360 cameras, it's essentially a GoPro, but with a 180-degree lens on each side, and the two of them together film in all directions at once. What this means is you can do those tacky tiny planet videos where everything looks obnoxious and gimmicky, or what interests me more is the other option you have with 360 footage. Now, since you are filming in all directions at once, what you can do is bring the video into an editor, crop in, and pick what angle you want to show instead. I mean, just look at this. I'm keeping the camera completely still, but I'm able to create movements like pans and zooms, so you can see the potential it has for some creative shots. While shooting, you don't have to worry about pointing the camera in the right direction, and rather just focus on keeping the camera in the right position. Now, this does take some time to get used to, since shooting with this thing is really unlike any other camera you've probably used, and we'll get to how I use it in a bit. First, we should probably touch on the actual design a bit. It's classic GoPro, small, waterproof, and can supposedly take a hit, just maybe not on the lenses, so use the lens caps when you can. The standard GoPro mount also folds out from the bottom, which is a new design too. As I mentioned before, there are two cameras, and you can actually switch between shooting on both for 360 footage, or just one of the single lenses if you want normal, flat video. It's convenient having that option. And when you are shooting with a single lens, you can even pick how cropped in you want to go, so you don't have to have that super distorted, wide look when you don't want it. No matter how wide or cropped in you go, the resolution still stays the same at 1080p, so don't think you're losing anything either. There's also mics all over for 360 audio and a screen that lets you navigate menus, watch back clips, and monitor what you're shooting. What's kind of nice is if you're filming yourself, you can use it as a selfie screen too. Here I am filming on the GoPro MAX right now. It actually makes a pretty good vlogging camera. You have the selfie screen, the mics are pretty decent for picking up my voice, and right now I'm using the half-cropped linear mode. And as you can see, everything is still wide enough to fit in frame. I'm actually just holding this thing in the palm of my hand. No selfie stick, no grip. My arm's not even fully extended. Here, if I do reach out all the way, I mean, you can see how much we can fit in here. It's pretty crazy. You can even set it to go even wider if you want, but I like the linear mode just because it keeps things a little more straight and less distorted and ultra wide. Now, the stabilization on this thing is also really good. I mean, you can be running with it and it'll still keep things smooth and stable. Now, time for 360 footage, aka what this camera was made for. Little disclaimer first, this is my first 360 camera, so I can't really compare it to already existing ones like the Insta360 One X or the GoPro Fusion, but that being said, 360 footage is really next level for anyone just looking for something a little different. I mean, the range of possibilities for what you can do is insane, and what I really like about it is you can mount it places you can't get a normal camera and not even have to touch it, but still get dynamic shots. Like here, say I wanted to film my car driving down the street. I would have to mount my camera to my car, angle it just right, press record, then drive. Now, the footage looks good, but it can only stay in one direction. Repeat the process, but with the GoPro MAX, and we can make driving down a straight road look way more exciting than it actually is. All in one shot, not even having to touch the camera after pressing record. To make things even crazier, we can attach the MAX to a long selfie pole and hang it out the window to make an almost impossible looking drone shot. You can do this with yourself too and get a third-person view. I mean, heck, it's all stabilized footage too, so you don't have to worry about it shaking around too much. I mean, it's really easy to be impressed with what this camera can do, but again, keep in mind, 360 footage of this quality isn't like the newest thing. As I mentioned before, the Insta360 One X and the GoPro Fusion can deliver footage that is about this same quality as well. But I think where the Max truly shines is ease of use. The screen is convenient, the body is fairly durable, and it can also be used as an action cam or vlog setup when needed. It's also worth noting editing is really easy with the GoPro phone app. It's a simple import, then you can edit your footage with keyframes and adjust the flow of it. I don't want to do a whole tutorial in this video, but trust me when I say this, it's way easier than it sounds and takes barely any time to learn. You can also pull the footage up on your computer and edit in GoPro's desktop app, or process it to be thrown into Final Cut or Premiere for large-scale use. It is worth noting, I believe the GoPro app is only available for Mac, but there is a separate software for Windows that lets you process it to be used in these video editors. Now, with all the praise I've given this camera, it's finally time to get to the negatives, and for me, there's really only one downside, and that's the actual video quality. Now, you can create some insane and unique footage that takes full advantage of movement and flow, but the thing is, it just doesn't match up well next to my main camera. The Max shoots in 5.6K 360, which sounds really good, but when you crop in to get your normal looking view, then it ends up only being around 1080p and not the cleanest 1080 either. And it is a huge bummer, but I can't totally blame it. I mean, for $500, this is a really affordable camera that's portable, durable, and easy to use. If this was your main camera for vlogging with some special 360 shots here and there, this would be great. But for me to use alongside with my main camera just doesn't quite hit the mark for my usual work. Now, that all being said, I do think I'll keep this camera in my bag for when I need that specific shot or when I'm traveling, because though you are giving up quality for versatility, it really is convenient to have a camera that can just fit in your pocket and get this kind of footage. I think in a year or two, when they bump up the resolution and the quality, 360 cameras like this will be an undeniable standard, but for now, there's no perfect camera, and the GoPro MAX doesn't even come close, but for what it can do, it is very, very unique, and overall, I do really like it. If you guys are interested, let me know. I could probably do a tutorial video on using the Max, or just a special video where I only use the GoPro Max to kind of push it to its limits. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think.